Hey everybody.
Hello. How's it going today?
Good, good. I'm hyped for the LSM launch.
Totally. Yeah, it's really I can I'm not in the office with the team, but I can feel the energy like across the continent. Everyone is like so excited and I actually woke up in the middle of the night the other night to like go get water or something and I checked my phone notifications and I saw from our Stride Slack server that Riley had sent this really like Nightmare Before Christmas themed poem about the night before LSM. And I thought that was so funny. And I was just such a silly thing to read at like 3 in the morning, like, wow, Riley is really writing poetry about liquid staking module. This is a huge this is huge. And then I looked at the comments on it and it said that he used ChatGPT, which made way more sense.
When when he joins us in a minute, you got to convince him to post it in here.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I already saved it in my files just in case Slack auto deletes it somewhere because I liked it so much. So yeah, I'll definitely tell him. I'm gonna send a little message in our Slack group really quick too. I think they're just transitioning out of a different meeting right now. Robo, where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Maine.
Oh, nice. Lovely. Yeah, yeah, no, it's really awesome to have you here. Well, while we wait for our fearless leaders, Riley, Aiden, Vishal, depending on who's joining today. I think Riley's going to be joining us, but like as I mentioned, sometimes the meeting that they have right before this, it can bleed into this one. So we're just waiting a second. But let me go ahead and share with you guys a couple community focused updates. These are going to be a little bit like they're awesome because they're community things, but they're a little bit less lower stakes than the discussion that we're going to have after this. So I'll share them now. But I will say, keep your eyes peeled for later today. There is going to be a community art competition that we are going to launch directly from the Stride server. And I'm telling you guys here first because you guys are the group of people who get to know first. If you come to this call, you get to know first. But yeah, it's going to be a Cosmoverse poster art competition where the theme is essentially we give you guys a super small set of criteria to meet, and the idea is for our community to submit designs that essentially capture the essence of Stride at Cosmoverse, like super simple, clear theme. But with that, I think the possibilities are endless. The designs can be illustrative or they can be digital, however you want to do it, as long as the quality is extremely high resolution, because the benefit of this competition or what's the word I'm looking for? The reward for winning designs for this competition will be to actually have your design publicly displayed at Cosmoverse at our booth. We're going to have like a monitor behind us, which is super cool. That will be displaying information throughout the day, and the winning designs will be displayed with us at Cosmoverse. So it can build a bridge kind of between our in-person community and our user community online. Those of you who want to have some sort of presence at Cosmoverse, maybe your art can do that for you. So yeah, details to come later, but if you are an artist or a creator of any kind, this is for you because we are curious what kind of art and creations you have related to your imagination around Stride. So that's my main announcement for you. My second and final announcement for you is that we are currently amidst a community collaboration with Tashi Finance. Tashi Finance is a small and budding and amazing project that we have just established this community collaboration with, but they're a money market on Evmos, still in testnet phase right now. So feel free to check out our Zeely collab or our Zeely page where the collaboration is hosted. Go through the quests. There's a $150 prize pool, and we'll be selecting 6 winners, which means that you have a chance to win $25 through simply going through a few onboarding questions for their social medias and some educational questions. Yeah, if you have any questions about that, let me know. But that's all I got for you. And I see our fearless leader, Riley, has entered the room. What's up, Riley? How's it going?
Hey folks, you gotta stop introducing me like that.
I did out you and tell everybody about your night before liquid staking module poem. And so you might need to publicize that at some point, just so you know. No, no pressure.
Put it on Twitter.
Yeah. Finally got some sleep last night after LSM, but it was all I've been thinking about the last week is that. So if you ask me how it's going, I can tell you about LSM, but not much else.
Since it's about 10:10 on my end, and so I will think we should jump into it. Riley, I will pass you the mic in just a moment. I think a good way to move through the flow today. I already shared some community updates with the team, and they'll be recorded so people will have access to those. Maybe if you have any little or super big but brief noticings that you wanted to draw attention to, or updates, for example, liquid staking module, that you just wanted to quick mention before we pass the mic to Robo, who will talk us through the validator delegation program and the process as to where we are now. But yeah, I think that will be a good flow, and then we can save questions for the end. We might run a little bit over today, a couple minutes, and I think that would be okay since it's a important topic.
Cool. Yeah, not too many updates from my end. The LSM went live. I think it was successful. We're making some front end tweaks to make sure that the UI is working properly. A few small tweaks that need to be made there, but a ton of Atom was liquefied yesterday. I don't think DeFi Llama is showing it properly, but $3 million worth through Stride yesterday, which is a 10% increase in TVL in a single day. So really, really exciting day. And I think the bigger users will probably wait even a few more days beyond that. So I guess you got the alpha in the space here. It's not on DeFi Llama yet. That's it for me.
Thanks, Riley. That's super exciting. I think it's really hard to conceptualize what a 10% increase in one day could even feel like. And so that is pretty cool to be able to watch from behind the scenes. I'm obsessed with the the little meme that you sent, Robo. But yeah, thanks for your super hard work, Riley, and the rest of the Stride team on this huge project, because this is definitely the ultimate milestone for our organization thus far. But yeah, Robo, I would love to go ahead and pass the mic over to you. I really appreciate the leadership that you've had in the delegation program, and I think that you're an excellent person to kind of talk us through sort of how we can think about where we're at with this current process. So I'll give you the mic, and I'll collect questions on our agenda so we can get back to them later.
Awesome. Yeah. So for those who don't know me, my name is Robo. I'm a member of the community here at Stride, and I've been, over the last couple months, I've been helping administer the host chain delegation program, which just, a little background on that. That is basically every, occasionally Stride has validators that it delegates to on each of its host chains. And over the last 2 months, we've been undergoing the process to select validators for Stride governance to vote on to redelegate the host chain delegated tokens on the Cosmos Hub and also on Osmosis. The goal of this was to try to keep the process as decentralized as possible. Stride selects 32 validators to delegate to, and basically what we did across this process and what we've done so far is a forum proposal was put up on Stride seeking applications for not only host chain validators on the hub and on Osmosis, but also for community members to serve as the delegation council. And the delegations council's responsibility was to rate validators on a list of pre-selected metrics and submissions that they sent in both technical contributions and social contributions. That process has just wrapped up, and the delegations have been, or the recommended validators have been selected, and there are form proposals up now to redelegate both the Atom and the Osmo to those validators. In particular, the Osmosis proposal will be going live shortly after this call, probably within the next hour or two. And again, these are just recommendations of the council. Ultimate say is with STRD holders, and you can either vote yes to implement this new validator set or vote no to leave it as is. And as I mentioned, the Osmosis proposal will be going up today. For the Cosmos Hub proposal in particular, there's a little bit of we weren't particularly expecting this to run up so close against the launch of the liquid staking module. So we're going to be delaying the proposal at least probably until like next week. The reason for this is the validator bond requirement for the Cosmos Hub. Basically, with the liquid staking module, to receive the benefit of liquid staked Atom, you need to have a certain number of Atom validator bonded. And it looks like the vast bulk of the validators that were selected as part of this process have met that requirement. But for the ones that haven't, we just want to make sure that we're reaching out to them and making sure that they get some Atom validator bonded so that the delegated set can have basically all of Stride's Atom delegated to them. Currently working on a spreadsheet that reflects what everyone needs to have delegated to them in order to get basically the full benefit of the Stride delegations. So we'll have more news about that shortly, and then hope to have that proposal live next week. And that's kind of where we are right now in the process.
I just wanted to say you've made incredible progress on the delegation program, and it's going to become increasingly important now that the rate of inflow into liquid staking providers is higher after LSM. I think folks voted on one of Zaki's polls on Twitter saying we might reach the 25% cap within a month. In a world where 25% of voting power is controlled through this program, it's incredibly important that it be run properly, and seems like this time through was probably the best time we've run it of the two, and the first time for Osmosis too. So very, very excited to get these props up on chain and redelegate stake to the validators who deserve it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, as the process goes on, there were some learnings from this one. This was my first one, running this one. So there were some learnings that I hope to incorporate into subsequent versions of this process. And just think it's important for everyone to know that as time goes on, this process is going to get more streamlined, more decentralized, just, improved in every way. And like Riley said, as more and more tokens across all chains in the Cosmos are liquid staked with Stride, the more important that becomes. So definitely something I'm committed to, and I know everyone's committed to, in making sure that this process is as smooth and accurate as possible.
Thanks, Robo. I do appreciate that, and I think it's cool too that I think that's like a missing piece in a lot of people's process is actually recording like, okay, what areas did I struggle with? Not necessarily struggle with, but like what were some like serious noticings as I was going through this that I can observe and kind of think on now that will make it easier when this project is something that other people are leading or navigating or moving through. And so it's good to have your insights and to know that your reflections on that process are coming too and will be made available to people. Yeah, I want to ask if anyone has any questions about what Robo has just chatted with us about either of the proposals, or about the timelines for either of them. Anything that could possibly be on your mind, let me know. And in the meantime, I'll take a look at the chat. Okay, we have a question that is for Riley from TSRA. Riley, this is, can liquid staking module disincentivize liquid staking? I liquid stake ST Atom with Stride. I pay 10% to Stride and don't get to choose my validator. Why don't I just stake normally, keep the 10% and delegate to whoever I choose, knowing I can liquid stake anytime to get around the bonding period?
Yeah, great question. So for users who just want to stake and not do anything else with the token, then staking natively always makes sense over a liquid staking provider. But many users want auto compounding. They want to use those tokens in DeFi. They want to do other things with them. So that's when liquid staking makes sense. And there'll always be folks who just want to stake. For example, maybe the ICF or some of the core organizations in Cosmos, unless they want auto compounding, they probably just liquid stake. They're probably just stake natively because they're not going to deploy their tokens into Mars or osmosis. I hope that answers it.
Thank you, Riley. And then I see a community focused question. My question is based on the ongoing sprint, the task, attend 3 community calls, please. What are we to submit? So for this quest, this is when we are basically, it's supposed to kind of help you rack up or keep track of your attendance at community calls. So once you've attended 3, you can send a screenshot or a collection of screenshots of your attendance at those 3, and that will be just a way of us knowing that you are a regular recurring community member, and that's what that submission is all about. It is an older quest, and we have not honestly had the bandwidth lately to focus on fully revamping some of the more constant quests on our Zealy. You know, the ones that, like, yes, they might be older, but they don't necessarily, they haven't like become fully like outdated or fully irrelevant yet. We haven't gone through and upgraded those yet. So please keep that in mind as you're going through the Zealy quest board. The things that we announce as new ones that are more integration specific or current events specific are going to be the ones that I think that we are spending the most of our attention kind of revitalizing. Hopefully that makes sense. And thank you for asking. But yeah, I see some other commentary in the chat, tax implications. I like the little picture next to it. And then Moon says, really excited about the chain redelegations here, especially for osmosis, especially since it's the first time Stride's delegations for the chain has been updated. Think there's going to be a powerful impact, especially to a lot of validators who are active and contribute to the chain. And Robo has given Moons a shout out for being on the delegation council for osmosis. It was a really involved process, and all the council members volunteered quite a bit of their time to this. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to add to that, like, you know, when compared against the numbers from the last, I only have Cosmos Hub numbers to go off of, but I believe we got something like 20% more applications for this cycle than we did for the previous one, which I see as a very positive sign. It shows that people are, engaging with the process, and obviously the more applications that we get, the more of a diverse set of validators that council members get to choose from. It also means that they have to do quite a bit more work. So really, really shout out to Moons for donating, and to all of our council members for donating their time to this process the best it could be.
Can't underscore that enough. The council members and you, Robo, I think both groups put a ton of time and thoughtfulness into the process. For you, running the process in a fair, objective, impartial way that leads to good outcome validators, and for the council members, both bringing in the expertise required to tell positive sum validator who's contributing from one that's maybe less deserving of a high weight, and taking the time to read all the applications, be thoughtful about the reviews across all the different categories. The process itself and the framework for doing it is maybe 10% of the work, but the people involved, you and the council members, are make the real difference. So, and as Moon said, it's very exciting, particularly with osmosis. I think currently Stride is delegated to the top 30 validators on osmosis, but within a few weeks, that stake will all be rebalanced to the new set and have a meaningful impact on decentralizing the network. I think Stride holds something like 3% of osmosis stake. So shifting that down the set to some deserving validators is going to make a serious impact on their Nakamoto coefficient.
Yeah, super excited to compare the numbers once that set's fully redelegated.
Cool. Yeah, thank you guys. Sorry, my dog is barking really loud in the background, if you guys can't hear that. I'm gonna just note the time. We got about 5 more minutes left. I think we actually finished a little bit quicker than I thought, so we can maybe focus on questions for the last couple minutes. Yeah, and once again, just like thanks so much, Robo, for coming up here and just explaining this process to us, and also just once again, establishing yourself as like a really credible community member. Like we all really value your voice, so thank you. But yeah, okay, so in the chat, Cosmosm is technically how I'm saying this in my head. Where can we track LSM inbound token transfers? Doesn't seem to be appearing on DeFi Llama. Discord chat saying lots of big transaction, but it doesn't show up on DeFi Llama.
Yeah, great question. The DeFi Llama is going to be fixed in the next day or two. I think someone opened a pull request to count the LSM tokens in the inflow. So hopefully it should show up there soon. But in the meantime, this address is the address that holds all the Stride Atom on the Cosmos Hub. So if you look at the inflows to that address, you can see how much is being liquid staked. For example, I think it was at 21 million yesterday. Now it's at 25, almost 26.
Cool. All right. Will Stride's dashboard be live again?
Yeah, great question. It's being worked on. It was taken down because it had some issues and wasn't totally in the Stride style, particularly with the new branding. But it is being worked on, and it's going to go live again. One thing that is going to go live even sooner than that, though, is the DeFi integrations page. If you go to app.stride.zone/integrations, send a link in the chat right now. You can see all the, thanks, Summer. You can see all the integrations that Stride supports. This is not an exhaustive list. It's just 10 of the top integrations. This page is being updated to add at least 2 or 3 additional integrations, and then all the integrations on here that say soon right now are gonna swap out for actual numbers. So you'll be able to track your DeFi positions across all of these. And I think that's going live within 7 days. Probably like early next week.
That's awesome. I think that'll definitely be a game changer. I personally really benefit from just having a hub where I can see everything in one place and kind of see all the moving parts. So the big picture and the small picture are there at the same time. So thanks for letting us know. That'll be an exciting launch within the week. And one more question: did Stride incentives rates on UMI? Did Stride incentives rates on UMI? Raise? Do you mean like raise? Like, did the incentives go up?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the question is totally, but there are no Stride incentives on UMI. There are incentives on the ST There might be incentives on the ST UMI pool, although I don't think there are. I think Stride has no incentives for UMI right now because there's just so much natural demand. If you do leverage staking on UMI, the APR is pretty high, so the incentives maybe just aren't. I don't know if they're necessary right now. The main limiting factor on UMI is the amount of Atom that's available to borrow. Nice. We have some degens in the crowd today.
I heard someone at the grocery store yesterday refer to themselves as a degen, and I was like, "Are you in Cosmos?" I didn't say that, but I was thinking that. But I know people use that term everywhere, but in my head, it's just for us. Okay, cool. Loving this imagery in the chat, guys. We've hit our time. We've hit our time. It's 10:30 on our end. And so I'm going to say, if you have any last words, please share them in the chat now. It's your time to shine. We'll read them, but we will be closing this call soon. So one more time, thanks so much, Robo, for your awesome insights, leadership, and once again, your credibility. We really trust you and your guidance. So thank you. And thank you, Riley, as always, our awesome founder. We really appreciate you like always being here and your energy every week. So thanks for your insights as well.
Thanks for joining, everyone, and thanks, Robo in particular, for delegation program work and going over today. I think it's super important to talk about that openly.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you both for having me.
Always. All right. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone.